Heart, the essential heart. Heart are a band I have hardly ever thought about over the years, yet YouTube has been bombarding me with Heart content since I started doing these recommendations. So once again I am dancing to the algorithm. I bought the double Essential Heart CD because Amazon, obviously in cahoots with YouTube, recommended it as a Black Friday deal. It was only £7, which is cheap enough to take a punt. I remember the band Heart, and most notably the Wilson sisters, as being a pleasant enough soft rock band, back when soft rock was the least of my temptations. They were on TV and radio with songs from their debut album Dreamboat Annie. Anne and Nancy Wilson looked like pretty girls next door, destined for secretarial work and suburban family life. They in no way looked like rock chicks. Heart looked like an electric folk rock band. This album starts with Nancy Wilson demonstrating her prowess on the acoustic guitar, with some solo playing which leads into the relentless energetic strum pattern of one of their most famous songs, Crazy for You. We then get two more songs from their debut album, Mystic Man, which is a pleasant enough soft rock song, and the title track, Dreamboat Annie, which is something of an epic, with instrumental sections. The melody goes beyond folk and rock. It is delicate and haunting. It is almost Rodgers and Hammerstein. The first CD has many fine moments, but there are times when they almost succumb to the fashionable sounds of the day. There is some slightly funky chomping guitar that is more Dave Gilmour than Nile Rodgers, and the guitars do get a bit chorusy. But there is a great version of Aaron Neville's Tell It Like It Is, an acoustic epic called Dog and Butterfly, and it finishes with some catchy power pop. Heart were two women succeeding in the male-dominated world of rock music, but by the end of the 70s they found themselves being left behind. They had to adapt to the harsh realities of the 80s. 80s stylists turned them into monstrous totems of 80s excess, with massive hair, crazy clothes in that 80s vision of a space age look, heavy chunks of jewellery and caked on makeup. They epitomised what I hated about the 80s, with bombastic productions, ludicrous and massive budget videos for MTV. They went from being quite unique to being slaves of the 80s formula, from being women making their mark in a male industry to being coerced into being sexy for the male gaze. Anne Wilson was even instructed to lose weight. We get the big snare, massed backing vocals, stabbing synths in clouds of digital reverb, clipped or muted distorted rhythm guitars, and formulaic soaring guitar solos, all topped off with vocal performances that went rapidly from a whisper to a scream and stayed there. The song alone is so strong that it stands out, even with ice pick piano. So they went from making the kind of music that made me welcome punk to making the kind of music that made me so utterly despair of rock music I turned to opera and show tunes. After the 80s songs they lose the chiming, tinkling synths and kitchen sink productions and finish the album sounding like a proper guitar band. There are some great live tracks. They do a storming version of Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin, and Anne Wilson shows her vocal genius on a version of Unchained Melody. She can be immensely powerful without screeching. The Essential Heart.